Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Perfect.
All right, we
Gotta make sure at least we're close to it so that way it gets the sound.
all right, put me in close guard. All right. So let's just swing over so that we're
Okay.
good. Make sure we're good.
Yeah.
Okay. So right. So setting in this position, right? Where do I want to avoid the 45?
Yeah.
So this is basically where I have a problem,
Okay.
right? And and it's really attractive to be here sometimes. So you'll find that even though you don't want to be here, this just sometimes feels like such a good place to be.
It does.
Because you can kind of feel like you can bench into them, right?
Yeah.
Like you don't feel necessarily at risk, but you absolutely are.
That's where it feels actually most natural.
Yeah.
To be here.
Right. And it's also like there's no tension in my back muscles, which is nice because it's like relaxing.
Yeah.
So you can actually relax right here, but it's the worst place.
Okay.
You're in reach, your arms are in reach, right? He's gonna come to your head right away. Right, exactly. So again, right? It's almost like I need to feel if my upper back, I don't know what the tactile cue that's gonna make sense to you is, but you have to feel like when you're free, when you have freedom to get away,
Okay.
right? Because even if you're down low, this is safer, right? I know this is just review, but right now he's got a hand behind my head. But if he makes any kind of grip change, right, at all, that might be all the time I have. So it's more about you paying attention, you having feel. Like, yeah, you're trying to forcefully fight grips,
Yeah.
but as you're fighting grips, remember, you're gonna have a small window. The window is just him re-gripping, right? You gotta get back here,
Okay.
all right? Now from back here, you wanna get a nice lean in, right? With a locked arm or a almost locked arm, right? That's where I'm starting to fight the pressure into it. So here, no pressure. This is better. I'd rather you have no pressure, right? But back, but with some pressure. Is what I advise for you.
Okay.
Okay. You see how I'm doing that? I'm kind of like exaggerating it.
Yeah.
But I stay back. I just put a little tension in my back muscles. So like it'd be hard. Like if he just goes to pull me down, right? I have a little juice in my hips.
Okay.
Like I'm locked at the top of a deadlift. I know that I'm not, but like you would. I'm kind of up. That's an important tension. Once I get these posts in, I can relax a lot more in my back. Because now when he pulls on me, right? He's more pulling against like a frame, a skeleton.
Okay.
So you don't always have to be, right? That's important.
Right. Okay.
Right? Again, I catch a sleeve or a cross sleeve or a wrist and just something for a second. I'm gonna drive up with my hip, plant's gonna stay locked and the hands stay closed. Now, a lot of people, right, if I have a good pressure down, right, as I get up, that breaks. But that's not always the game.
Yeah.
I get up.
I noticed. Yeah, I'm getting here.
I'm gonna try it. I can tell Hassan has trouble holding close guard, so that's not optimal. But then I'm gonna force him down. And again, I'm just trying to be balanced, structured, strong. Like that's the emphasis.
Okay.
So let's just get reps of that. I'm gonna watch you. I'll give you little critiques, slow, step by step, organize it. Maybe just like 10 reps.
Okay.
Cool.
Here, let's start. Press it down like this. Right.
Yeah, it's not like a bench. Like just lock your arm for a second.
Okay.
Now just lock him, just completely straight. Now just lean into him. He should feel that wedge, and it shouldn't feel that hard for you. You feel that?
Yeah.
Stay low. Keep your hips low, like you're sitting back, and just hinge in forward. And he feels the weight, and you really make very little discernible forward.
Okay.
All right, that's good.
Yeah.
Sleeve, hip up, drive up. So don't like you can sometimes you can rush it, but that just looks a little rushed to me.
Okay.
Just organize each position partner.
Okay.
Good. Nice. Yeah, that'd be great. Right, you're set. That's perfect though. That's exactly how you're trying to take advantage.
Okay. There is something with this foot.
What?
I think I'm forgetting.
When you're getting up,
Yeah, when I'm getting up. I'm
Alright, let me
supposed to slide that back, or maybe that's not later step.
let me watch.
That's good so far.
That's really good.
Okay. Here. Break.
Yeah. Yeah, good. Yeah, and let that stay. All right, get 4 more, just like that. And then we're just gonna do a little drill. Cool. So there, right? You got up, it broke.
Yeah.
That's great, man. That's a different situation. That's just gonna happen, right?
Okay.
You're free.
So I don't need to-
You're already free, right?
Yeah.
But you may still here. What are you trying to do next? You're trying to fuck up his hip, impede the motion of his hip,
Okay.
right? And you're trying to disadvantage his leg somehow, his leg and his hip.
Okay.
So you may still want to take this very nice inside knee grip, always on the inside of the bone.
Yeah.
And you may still want to force that down and staple it as a strategy.
Okay.
It's not the only way, right?
Right.
But it's something to do here that's very good.
Okay.
Like, how do you screw up the hip? Drive it to his nose, flare it out, punch it to the ground, punch it all the way the other way,
Yeah.
or you make it go completely straight.
Okay.
That's how you like disadvantage a hip, right? That's where the hip is not strong. Right here, this is like leg press,
Yeah.
That's
really
strong.
Yeah.
right? So
Right.
you make it weak,
Okay.
right? Like, would he leg press like that? No, it'd be
No,
fucking
no.
horrible. So,
Yeah.
so you do the things that would make leg press horrible.
Okay.
Just talking lifting language, because I know you know it.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
All right, 3 more. Nice. Yeah.
This leg good here.
Yeah.
As I'm coming.
Now, right, eventually, as much as it's comfortable, right, you want to drive this knee to nose, right? Make him
Right.
uncomfortable, mess up his hip.
Okay.
How do you make him mechanically weak?
Right here. I would say. Maybe
Yeah,
coming in.
right, yeah, in
Yeah.
in and up, all that, right?
Coming in,
Whatever you're doing
yeah.
that's jacking him up.
Right here would be stronger.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Chris, look at the number.
Just 2 more.
Joe Collins turns the bathroom to like SeaWorld. The whole place is just.
I know, it floods, it's crazy.
No, only when he takes the shower. I take the shower with like.
You got to stay by the shower side when you're done. For a little bit. He turned it into SeaWorld.
There's no soap, but there's plenty of shampoo. Based on your status, you probably more in your body. I need more soap.
Good, better.
Does the light shut off on this thing?
All right,
Yeah,
great.
so go in,
So-
turn the water on.
I want to help Hassan, it's also going to help you.
Okay.
Simple rule. I want you to feel it and you to see it now. Okay, so I'm going to replace you as guard. So when a guy locks goes guard, let's just orient a little bit.
Yeah.
So this is a good future note for you too, but it's just something for you to understand about
Yeah,
closed guard.
if you're caught in the shower.
Now, do you notice how,
It's black.
like, my knees form an invisible plane, an invisible like window sheet? If it would be like a movie, like a dissection. The plane of that glass would be going through your body, right
Yeah.
now, and that can move based on my knee line. The further my knees are to in front of you, right, the shittier my hold.
Yeah, I can feel it just by you doing that.
Like I would almost break right away,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So-
So like I could do anything.
And the more that my hip is flat and contained and sitting on the ground, and even contained between your knees, the shittier my closed guard is and the harder it is to hold. So he's tall, so when he gets up, you already feel this pressure to break, right? So what you need to do is I need to try to move that pane of glass as far behind him as possible and have my hips up, seated on him to where I'm sitting on him. Closed guard should be like a reverse mount, right? So now the power of my quads, right? You feel how much stronger this
already,
is
yeah.
and how much easier it is for just with my legs for me to leverage him around. Does that make sense? So having just a better grip here will be easier to hold people and just in general better for close guard. So now I want you to do your get up, right?
Okay.
Yeah, so do it to me once, right? Get a sleeve.
Here?
Yeah. Yeah. Now always get up on the side of the sleeve.
Yeah, right.
Okay. That's actually what I'm gonna basically want you to do. So but get up.
Okay.
Right?
So we go here. That side.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Up. Now this happened when you rolled. You got to here. This is a
Yeah.
great position. Now a guy swept you from here.
Yeah.
Now, so you just have to realize that the game right here, part of the game, is that a guy is gonna use your legs and try to. That's the game.
Yeah.
He's gonna try to tilt you
Yeah.
and knock you down.
Yeah, I felt him doing that, and then all of a sudden I was like, oh fuck.
Right.
I don't know what to do
So
now.
so you have to. That's why it's so important to be in a good balanced stance, to have good posture.
Okay.
Right. And you have to just kind of stabilize.
Okay.
Anytime someone sweeps you in one direction, right? Sometimes the very best defense, very simple, they're trying to take you this way, is just to shift your weight for a moment the other direction.
Okay.
And then when they stop though, you don't want to stay because then they'll take you that way, right?
Right.
So just like to kind of recenter and to think like strong hips, to think structure, like that's not a time where you can necessarily relax.
Okay.
Like if you're totally chill and they torque you, you fall,
Right.
right? That's a point where it's still in contention. It's not asymmetrical. You're not pinning their hip. You're not impeding their hip. They're not in a great place. You're a little bit ahead, but you're not ahead enough,
Okay.
you know? So you have to have a bit of a stance, a structure, an energy,
Yeah.
just to kind of try to keep your balance.
Right. Okay.
So I want to isolate that. I want you to do your stand-up.
Okay.
And I basically want you to grab a leg, right, to try to kick him out, right? Now, eventually you're going to deal with technical problems too. You're going to do the stand up. Okay.
So.
Real thing that happens. Yep. That side, boom. And the guy's going to try to be jerking you, right, pushing you. He's going to start trying to push you. But see, when I start making these choices,
Yeah.
as long as you do what you just did exactly what I told you to do.
Okay.
You've moved to an even more advantaged place.
My thought, I know exactly what you're talking about. I'm like, oh shit, I gotta get back into closed guard now.
No, hell no.
Okay.
That's the last fucking thing you want.
Okay, because remember we were talking before, it's like if something doesn't work out, you can always just get back to where you were.
Yeah, but closed guard is my advantage.
Okay.
So we're building your advantage.
Gotcha.
So once I lose that advantage, you don't want to let me establish any guard. You want to let me establish as little legs as possible.
Okay, so
So
even
you're-
if you're kicking me here, this is still good for me.
Your next step, yeah, you never want to go back to closed guard.
Okay.
Should be to try to inhibit and control my leg and hip
Okay.
a little bit. And that's where we're going to get to moving around it.
Okay, cool.
But then you get what we're doing?
Just wants to kind of keep my guard and oversleep.
Like, wait for him to stand up. And then I want you to basically grab legs and try to sweep him, try to take him down, try to mess with him in this. We're not even looking for a guard pass, just like stability and